In today's video, we're going to see how technical illegal parking could force you to lose your house, at least in one case of a Minnesota family. Let's check it out. Welcome back into the channel, Parking Fans. Thanks for joining me here in August. This video out of Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, the Twin Cities, of course. And this is how one HOA is enforcing its parking laws, illegal or otherwise, on a family and basically forcing them out of their house. They're going to lose where they live or be forced to leave. This one drives me nuts and really gets under my skin. Let's check out the video and then I'll see what all of you think about it afterwards in the comment section.
New at 5:30, a battle over parking in a Forest Lake neighborhood, pitting an HOA against longtime homeowners.
A family that's lived there for more than a decade says they could be forced out, all because of a rule they say was never enforced until now. As Rob Wilson explains, they don't want to move, but may have no choice.
This is the only home our artistic son has ever known. To leave here would be detrimental.
Greg and Michelle Stream moved into their townhome in 2008. It's a community with guest parking tucked at the back of the shared driveways. And now a dispute over those spots, 15 years in, has them at wit's end and losing hope.
It's fleeting by the day, to be perfectly honest.
I truly believe we have none. I haven't slept.
Greg is a take-home company truck required because he's on call. His company asked we not take any video of it, but you can see on satellite images it's where he parks it, has this entire time. And they say they got verbal permission more than once.
So before we moved in, we asked specifically about parking the work vehicle here, and they said it's fine.
But in mid-June got this notice from their HOA of a guest parking violation to move that truck to the garage or driveway. Too big for the garage, so he did move it to the driveway. 2 weeks later got this printed warning saying commercial vehicles aren't allowed in driveways. Greg's company won't let him park it in the street.
We sent an appeal asking for permission to continue to use the guest parking as we had been doing for 15 years. And that we remember there being prior approval.
A statement from their HOA reads in part, neither the association nor the Streams have any written record of an exception to this rule being granted. The board regrets any inconvenience and will continue to work with them in the hope of reaching a fair and equitable solution. But the Streams don't feel that any of this is fair.
It leaves us with two options. Either I have to leave my job or we have to leave this house.
Now, they got a meeting coming up on August 16th with their local homeowner association board and its umbrella organization trying to resolve the matter. But at this point, they don't have any faith that they can. In Forest Lake, Rob Wilson, Fox 9.
That is a conundrum.
We'll see if that meeting can come up with a
Produce some
compromise
results,
that will work for everybody.
Some pretty
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how an HOA doesn't use common sense. Common sense says let him use the guest parking, but people will say, well, he's taking up guest parking that other people could be using. But that looked like it was like 2 guest parking spots and a bunch of townhomes, so it's not really that many anyways. If he wasn't parked there, somebody else would be. Let him park it in the driveway. Like, if you're not going to let him park it in the guest parking, let him park it in the driveway. Again, I'll say it like I've said 100 times on this channel, there are bad HOAs. There are miserable HOAs. It doesn't mean you never buy in an HOA. Don't forget, here in Florida, 10 million plus people, almost half of our population. Somebody Google it. I think Florida has 22 or 23 million residents. Almost half of our entire state of Florida, which is like the 3rd biggest population behind, what, California and maybe Texas, or maybe we're the 2nd. I don't know. Over half of our state, or almost half of our state, live in an HOA. It's not bad all through HOAs. It's simply you hear about the bad ones. And a lot of people comment and say, well, your HOA could be good now and they could vote new people in and be bad tomorrow. That's not the way they work. They have to vote and get majorities from homeowners and other people, and then you have meetings, and then they have to vote to get rules done. There's a lot more to it. And if it did happen to go bad, I would sell the house, move out, and go somewhere else. It's that simple. And I'd make a big profit because my HOA keeps this neighborhood value very, very, very high. And they give us a lot of perks, including free high-speed internet and cable. So there are good HOAs. There's a lot of good HOAs. There's a lot of bad ones. You just hear about the bad ones on stories and news things like this. Anyways, As always, I'll leave it to you guys. The comment section belongs to everybody who views this video, so please feel free to use it. Hit the like button before you go. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, means a lot to me. And subscribe to the channel. Come back, watch future videos. I'll have more HOA, more parking. And as promised, starting next week, the middle of August, which will be August the 13th, I believe, I'm going to start with that. Videos from out in town again of me videoing all the fun stuff you guys like to see on this channel, including handicap, fire lane, and other violators being dum-dums. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.